Prepare to meet your maker. Monster, this is Dr. Frankenstein. He's the one who made you in the lab. Dr. Frankenstein, this is the monster. This is monster number 37, the one that escaped from the lab through that back window last March, remember? So, Frankenstein, monster, Frankenstein. Nice that you two could finally get together. Hope you'll be able to work things out. Oh my goodness, there are human beings here. It must be time for another exciting episode, either one, of Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady. I'm host Tom Kennedy, and today we have a mask based on a video game. Now, if you know me, and you probably don't, you may know I don't play video games. I'm not into video games really, but I love some of the visuals that go into some of them, the graphic design, some of the art that people come up with is wonderful. It's as good as anything in the movies, I think. And this particular guy, you may be thinking, what is that? A steampunk stormtrooper from a Star Wars sequel? That's a pretty good guess, because that's what it looks like, but it's actually from Fallout. Specifically, the Fallout Power Armor costume is with this. So this is technically the Fallout Power Armor helmet. And this has already been discontinued as of 2020. But they're still fairly common online, and I know they still sell them through Spirit Halloween. So if you have a Spirit Halloween store that opens up in your neck of the galaxy every October, you will probably see these there in October at Spirit Halloween. The great thing is, this cool looking helmet was only 40 bucks, okay, for an adult-sized wearable helmet like this. And this was a Spirit Halloween kind of exclusive. It was really just distributed through Spirit Halloween with the company trademark of Bethesda on there. I believe they're actually produced at the same facility that produces masks for Trick or Treat and Ghoulish Productions, but this wasn't officially a Trick or Treat Studios or Ghoulish Productions mask. This was a Bethesda company mask made for sale at the Spirit Halloween seasonal Halloween store chain. And as you can probably tell, he's got plastic eye lenses in there, which is really cool, which is pretty deluxe. I like it that they used clear plastic in there instead of, you know, having it just cut out, or instead of having it black and putting a slit in it, or drilling little wiffle ball holes in it or something like some of the Star Wars helmets have done over the years. I like it that they used the actual plastic for the lenses. Now, I will tell you that this particular mask, which was, I believe, came out in 2016. Yeah, I think this came out in 2016. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it might say on here. It says on here, Bethesda Softworks 2016. That's a point for me, right there. What was I talking about? Oh yes, this particular mask has these plastic eye lenses glued in, which is great as far as looking at it, but if you're the kind of person who enjoys breathing while wearing a mask, you might take issue with that, because there aren't any additional holes cut out in here. None of this other stuff is cut out for breathing. Now, it's not going to suffocate you, because look how big it is around the bottom, so you're going to be able to breathe anyway, just like with an old Donpo Studios, Star Wars, Stormtrooper, Clone Troopers, all those kind of helmets, you know. It's fine, but the fact that it has those plastic lenses, they are going to fog over like crazy when you wear this. And how did I learn that? Well, I put this on, and I drove to Kentucky, and on the way to Kentucky it became no, I didn't. Please don't do that. Don't put this on and drive to Kentucky, all right? And if you live in Kentucky, please don't put it on and drive to Rhode Island. Don't do anything like that, because that would be silly. Because it fogs up like crazy. I've worn Darth Vader masks, and I used to play Darth Vader for some theaters, and believe me, you have a thing like this on for about 5 minutes, and it just completely fogs over. So, what can you do about that? If you're wearing this in a haunted house, and you're going to like jump out and be a Fallout character, and you don't have to see everything real great, yeah, you might get by just being able to see the blurriness that you can see through fogged over lenses. But if you're going to be wearing it to a costume party or a convention, or making your own little home movie about the Fallout Power Armor wearers, or something, one thing you can do if you want to see a little bit better, get some spray like scuba divers use. What do you mean, like on Scooby-Doo cartoons? No, that's not the same at all. Look at the camera. Get some of the spray that scuba divers use on their masks to keep them from fogging up underwater, and that helps. I never found the 100% great solution, but that kind of stuff helps. I would say talk to a vision center or someplace like that where they make glasses, and they should be able to recommend whatever they have in your area that is best to deal with that sort of issue, because if you wear it for any length of time, that is going to be an issue. Now, this is just latex rubber, just like a regular mask. I love the way they sculpted the detail in, and they painted it with some kind of copper and bronze colors, and they've even gone so far as to give it some rust and some oil stains, grease stains. Very effective, very artfully done. And here's another interesting thing about the Fallout Power Armor helmet, is they also made it in a kid's size, which is slightly smaller. Basically the same design, made of the same materials, has the same plastic lenses and everything. It's just a little bit smaller. And the kid size one sold for 30 bucks, which is pretty great, I think. Very reasonable. And just like the big one, I think you can see the child size one, as it was known, has the effects with the grease stains and the machine oil spots, that sort of look to it, the rusty, used, lived in, weather beaten, very realistic sort of look to it. Now, another aspect of this, which probably isn't worth mentioning, but I'm going to mention it anyway, because why wouldn't I, is that sometimes it's called the Fallout Power Armor helmet, and sometimes it's called the Fallout Shelter Power Armor helmet or mask. And it doesn't matter what it says on the tag or what it's called, it's the same thing, okay? Whether it says Fallout Power Armor Mask or Fallout Shelter Power Armor Mask, doesn't matter, it's the same mold. It's from the same mold, the same thing. But 40 bucks for an adult one, 30 bucks for a kid-sized one, it's almost enough to make you wish you had a son and could go trick-or-treating with him and make costumes to go with these, and you could be Fallout Dad and he could be Fallout Boy, and that'd be cool. But by the way, if you're going to make a costume, get started early, because if you want to look like the characters in Fallout, they kind of do look like Star Wars stormtroopers or RoboCop or something like that, a plated, and you're going to have to use, I don't know, maybe foam, sheet foam and sheet rubber and plastic and stuff, and cobble something together and make a costume that really works with this. And on a final note, I will mention that on one of the ones that I got, he had been stored smushed out of shape, and the plastic lens was badly bent. It wasn't cracked, it was just sort of crimped, and I stuffed it out with paper and everything, and it didn't help. It wouldn't go back into shape. So I took a hot air blow dryer, hair dryer to it, and heated it up and got it stretched back out into shape. So if you get one with a bent eye lens, you can probably fix it with that. And that's all I have to say. So until next time, well, you know what I always say. Oh, no, I'm done. I'm finished. Well, I told you. They know what I always say.